Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? This is Professor Jalal Ismaili again, and today, inshallah, we will study the relative clause. But before we proceed, I'd like to start with a definition. Okay, what is the function of the relative clause? We use the defining clause. Okay, this is another synonym of the relative clause. We use it to add essential information to a sentence. Now, the clause goes immediately after the noun it describes. Okay, let's take this example that we have here. This is the man. Which man are you talking about? The man who sold me the car. So we move from the indefinite to the definite. Okay, from someone unknown to somebody, okay, precise and known. Now, what are the relative pronouns used, okay, to combine or to join the clauses together? Okay, first one is who. Alternatively, we can also use that for people. And right here, okay, which kind of people? I'd like to specify that we're talking about subject people, people who perform the action. After that, we have which or that for objects. So, for instance, this is the cat which I bought or which I saw, etc. Okay? And as you can see, that is used for both cases. Okay, it goes with people and it goes with objects. Okay, so if you're not sure, it is possible to use that. Next one is where, and as you can see, it refers to places. Okay, whose refers to position. For instance, whose pen is it, etc. Okay, as you know, or as you already know, we can use whose, okay, to indicate a position. Right here, okay, we can use it as a relative pronoun as well to join two clauses together. When is used for time, why for reason, and finally we have whom. Now I'd like to share with you an idea that is people or native people do not prefer to use whom in their daily conversations. I mean, if you use whom, for instance, in a supermarket or in a restaurant, okay, it would sound awkward or misplaced. So most people, you prefer to use who instead. So grammatically speaking, what does whom stand for, or why do we need it, or how should we use it? Okay, it is used for objects. Okay, object pronoun for people. Okay, so if the person you're talking about in a sentence is a subject, you use who. If it is an object, you use whom. Now let's check out these examples, okay? He is the man who owns this car. Okay? He is the man, okay, which man? The man who owns this car. And as you can see, who right here is the subject of the second clause. Okay? Alternatively, you can use that. This is the house where I was born. And as you can see right here, where you're referring to the house as a place. Now, mind you that sometimes you can use, for instance, okay, the word house as an object. For instance, this is the house which I bought. Now, in this example, the house, it becomes an object. It becomes like a merchandise, okay, and it's not a place. So you need to pay close attention to that. The girl whose party I went to phoned me. Okay, the party, to whom does it belong? It belongs to the girl. That's why we use whose. It is her party. Now, let's look at these examples again. Okay, we can leave out who, which, that, whose when the clause is the object of a sentence. In other words, sometimes you may not even need to use the word who or which in a sentence, but under certain conditions that you need to pay close attention to. What is the condition? Is when the clause is the object of a sentence, not the subject. If it is a subject, it's impossible. Let's examine these examples in order to understand what I'm talking about. The doctor I spoke to told me not to worry. The doctor I spoke to. In this part of the sentence, okay, where is the subject? It is I. And the doctor is the object, or the object of preposition. I talk to who? I talk to the doctor. So when it is an object, yes, it is possible to omit the relative pronoun altogether. The man I saw was very rude. Okay, the man, all right. Okay, let's check out this part of the sentence. I is the subject, so I saw what or I saw who? I saw the man. So the man is an object. Yes, it is possible to omit the subject pronoun who. Mr. Smith is the teacher my son likes. Okay, my son likes who? Likes the teacher. So my son is a subject and the teacher is an object. Yes, it is possible, as you can see. We can't leave out, I mean drop, omit, delete, the relative pronoun in a defining relative clause that refers to the subject. Let's check out these examples. The doctor who treated me told me not to worry. So the doctor treated somebody. The doctor treated me. So I am the object and the doctor is the subject. And who refers to the subject? So it is impossible to omit it or leave it out. Let's take a look at the second example. That's the dog that attacked my children. Okay. So which dog I'm talking about? It is the dog. Okay. The dog is a subject. Okay. Attacked my children. Children are the object. I guess now it makes sense. In defining relative clauses, why and when and like where can be omitted. In other words, yes, we can omit why and when, but not where. I'd like to know the reason he decided not to come. And we put why between brackets as it is optional. I may leave it there or I can omit it altogether. On the other hand, look at this example, but she always had wanted to go to a place where she could speak her native tongue, okay? As you can see, where you cannot omit it, okay? Let me give you another example with when. I can't remember when I saw him last, or I can't remember the time when I saw him last, okay? The time, okay, can take care of it. When is optional, either to leave it or omit it altogether. Non-defining relative clauses. Okay, so as you can see, okay, the previous examples, okay, some sentences, okay, do not contain a comma, like these. Okay, there is no comma. At other times, I think, okay, let me find an example for you. Yes, this example. In this example, we have a comma. So, comma is not something optional that you can do without. The comma is really significant and it means something. We use non-defining relative clauses to add non-essential information to a sentence. If the added clause does give additional essential information, then it is restrictive, defining, that we cannot omit. If it is placed, like this example, between two brackets, then it is non-essential. We can do with that. We can omit altogether because the information it gives is additional, is extra, zeta. Okay? The clause goes immediately after the noun it describes. If we remove the relative clause, if we delete it, if we omit it, the sentence would still make sense. It would still deliver a meaning, okay, of its own. For example, if we say Pedro lives in Astillero. Pedro, yeah, there is still meaning there, okay? The boy lives in Fez. If I want to give extra information, Pedro, who is my brother, Pedro, who speaks Italian, Pedro, whose father is a policeman, lives in Fez. That information, that clause between two commas is additional, extra, then it is non-defining or non-restrictive. We use commas to separate non-defining, non-restrictive clause from the rest of the sentence. This is what I have just explained. Okay, and again, like like the ones that I presented at the beginning of this lesson, yeah, we can use who for people, whom, which, where, when, whose, etc. Okay? Santander, where I live, is a beautiful city. As you can see, this clause is placed between two commas, meaning that it is non-defining, non-restrictive. I can omit it altogether, still I will have a kind of meaning. Santander is a beautiful city. My father, who is 64, is going to retire soon. Now, this information, this clause, okay, provides additional information that is not restrictive, that is non-defining, so I can omit it altogether and still get a complete, full meaning. We can't leave out the relative pronoun in non-defining clauses, okay? John, who is English, helped me write, okay, the essay. Now, this who, the question is, can I omit it? Is it possible to delete it? Can I say, for instance, that John is English, helped me write the essay? The answer is no, impossible. If the relative clause is preceded by a comma, you cannot leave it out, you cannot omit it. Now I have here some sentences, okay, that this is an exercise, kind of exercises that I give to students the day of the exam. So I'm going to work on just 3 and they will assign you the rest. You can work on at home, inshallah, at your convenience. The first one, is that the book you read last month? Okay? Is that the book which you read last month? Okay? Or that. Which refers to what? Which refers to the book. Book is an object. Now the question is, can I omit which? What do you think? Is it possible to omit it? Okay, let's check out. If it is an object, yes. If it is a subject, no. Okay? The book you read last month. So let's look at this part of the sentence. Okay? Where's the subject? It is you. You is the subject, and the book is, of course, an object. So yes, it is possible to omit it. I can say, for instance, is that the book you read last month? Okay, and I still get a correct sentence. Number 2. Is this the film won 3 Oscars? Okay, what do you think? All right, so what is the relative pronoun first? We're talking about a film. A film is an object. So the relative pronoun I should put here is which or that. Second question is, can I omit it? Can I leave it out? If it is a subject, no. If it is an object, yes. So the film, okay, won 3 Oscars. So the Oscars is the object and the film is the subject. So no, it's impossible to omit the relative pronoun. Third sentence, this is the shop. They sell Mexican food. Okay, so this is a shop. Mind you that with places, okay, you need always, okay, to be to go slowly, okay, to be prudent, to be more careful, okay, because sometimes, okay, we refer to the shop as an object, okay. So this is the shop. They sell Mexican food. So in this sentence, in this example, the shop refers to a place, okay, not an object, okay. So this is the shop where they sell Mexican food. Is it possible to leave out the word where? I think I already answered this. Okay. Unlike where can be omitted, okay? I'm sorry. No, can't be omitted, okay? So where right here cannot be omitted, okay? So I think we have the same case here. So where cannot be omitted, okay? I cannot say this is the shop they sell Mexican food, okay? It would sound awkward, okay, missing something, okay? Not very English. So at home, inshallah, I'd like you to work on sentence 4, 5, 6, and 7. I would share these on our platform, on Google Classroom. Now, next page, complete the sentences. Okay, next same exercise. A tin opener is a thing you open things with. Okay, so we're talking here about an object. The relative pronoun is which. Okay, so a tin opener is a thing which you open things with. The second question is, can I remove it? I think you know the rule. If it is subject, no. If it is an object, yes. So right here in this part of the sentence, you open. So you is the subject, and the tin opener is the object. So yes, it is possible. Palencia is the city my father was born. Okay, we're talking about a place, and the relative pronoun is where. Can I omit it? No. This is the company my brother works for. So right here, okay, we have the company. The company, are we talking about here as, or referring to as an object or as a place? Okay, I think right here it is not a place, it is a thing, it is an object. This is the company my brother works for. So I may not, or I should not put right there where. Okay, I should put which. All right, which my brother works for. And can I omit it? Of course not. So again, inshallah, I'd like you to answer sentences, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at home, inshallah, and send me back your answers. Okay, thank you very much for your attention, and see you next time, inshallah. Bye-bye.